Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I just am here, the creator and writer of the Honesty Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me: I do not just use the tarot, I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it will not stop me. So you guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna make this a quick reading. It's gonna be just a little bit different. I'm actually going to go into my affirmation decks. This is actually a deck by Debbie Brown called Karma Bliss. I really love it a lot. I've been working with it. Angel number 40. And so let's get to it. Dear God, guardian angel, and ancestors, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time to become an alchemist of our lives, to teach us how to become spiritual beings, or just to do magic in public? God, I ask that you please deliver these messages to me and through me. Allow no room for doubt or confusion for me or the viewer. In God's name I pray, Ashe. All right, y'all. Let's see. What we focusing on today? What are we focusing on today? I'm gonna shuffle. I hope that this message finds you well. I hope everything has been okay. Oh my God, I love it. And that's so crazy. I love when it happened. I was looking at that card and I was like, oh, I hope it comes back out. And it definitely did. So the messages that we're going to focus on, the two messages that I am going to focus on here is, I am clear in who I am and where I am going. I am clear in who I am and where I am going. Along with, I am transforming myself in every moment. And I love this because what God is just trying to let us know is that the beauty about life is that nothing is stagnant. Life is ever changing. We always have this opportunity to become better. Like, I hate when people say, oh, no, people don't change. Yes, people, actually, we're supposed to change. Like, actually, human beings are supposed to change a lot. And like, if you are the same person that you were 5 years ago, that's not good. That means that you're not changing. That literally means that it's something about you and your mindset and the being and the way that you are that is not growing. And that's not okay. I think one of the saddest things that I've experienced as, you know, an enlightened being, or what, I don't even want to call myself that. That sounds stupid. But one thing that I have realized in maturing in life is that, you know, just because you're older, it does not mean that you are a wise person. I realized that there are actually a whole bunch of grown ass kids in the world. And also, like, I think the saddest thing is to meet people who did not mature emotionally. Like, that's to mature emotionally, to grow, to try to become something that you've never been. Like, that shit takes courage. That shit is, and it takes courage. And also, it's not something that everybody is doing. A lot of people are okay with just living the same old day and the same old life that they have been living forever. And if that's you, I don't think that you will be on this channel. That's fine. You know, like, if you're happy with that, and this is the key, if you're happy with that, then keep living your life. But if you're not happy with your life, and if you're not happy with the direction that you're going, well, God is sending you this message here to say that you can change. You can change your direction at any time. We are not limited by our zip code. We're not limited by our skin color. We're not limited by anything. The thing I have been telling myself all this week is, what is impossible in an ever-expanding universe? What God is trying to get us to understand is to take our power back. I think so often we look at the outside world and yes, there are rules. There was laws in place that try to keep us chained and that try to keep us down. But if you look at the world now, there are no rules. There are literally kids making billions of dollars playing with fucking toys. There are people making hundreds and millions of dollars playing games for a living. The shit that we thought was impossible. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you again, what is impossible in an ever-expanding universe? Nothing, including you changing. If there's something inside of you that's saying, I want to do something, I want to be better, our job, our sole purpose of being here is to listen to that. That's the purpose of the journey. That's why you're here. You're actually here to live your dreams. Newsflash, I don't think nobody told us that. But that's the whole purpose of you being here. is to realize your dreams. We look at Beyonce, we look at LeBron like they're some type of anomaly or like they're just like the chosen ones. But the truth is that from a kid, They knew what the fuck they wanted to be, and they did it. They used every moment, everything to get themselves there. And if you also apply that, even if you didn't be a kid, even if you learn now, but if you had that same mindset and you applied yourself every day, you could change your life as well. Let's stop glorifying celebrities and making it seem like they're trolls. And yeah, it makes us feel good to think that it's Illuminati. It makes us feel good to feel like, oh, there's some man out to get me. But guess what? The only man that's out to get you is your goddamn self. The only devil that's holding you down, only curses and hexes that are on you are the ones that you put on yourself. It's the ones that you're constantly speaking over yourself. I'm never going to be good. I'm never going to have enough. That is you. That's not the devil. That's you. That's you telling yourself that story over and over and over. If you keep telling yourself a story over and over and over, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to become your life. The process of creation happens in three steps. It first happens in the thoughts you think, then the words you speak, and then in the actions you take. And so if you're thinking negative all day, you're talking negative all day, what the fuck do you think you're going to live? A negative ass life. I will push past limitation. I will push past, God damn, I didn't even know this was here. I did not even know this was here. While I was talking this, I didn't even know this was here. I will push past limiting thoughts and embrace the blessings of my life. Slavery did a fucking number on us because it linked our enslavement to God. It told us that we had to be obedient, and that we have to walk a certain way in order to get blessings from God. It's all about us, just being a good person, taking all these pain, taking all this shit because we want to be a good citizen for God. But guess what? That was never God's message. That's never what God had us here for. What God wants, what you want. It's on your heart, it's on your mind, it's on your spirit, it's on your thoughts, because God is like, come on, let's do this. And you're looking at God, you're mad at God because you're not changing my life, but you're not moving. Don't ask God to do something that you're not willing to do. If you're not willing to move in a direction, God don't live in your thoughts, he lived in action. And I had to learn that for myself. I was sitting here in this living room, sitting here doing these videos and just so frustrated. Being like, I'm being so good, God. I'm doing this, and you not blessing my life. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here waiting for people to come bless. I don't know what the fuck I was waiting for. I literally was just waiting for people to just invite me places, to do stuff. I remember I was sitting here, I was like, I have nothing to look forward to. Because I was looking, ain't you know, right away, I was looking for somebody to invite me somewhere. Looking for people to, and so I realized newsflash, bitch, I gotta give myself something to look forward to. I have to do this. If ain't nobody inviting you places, you just gonna sit here and fade away? Or are you gonna live your goddamn life? And that's why I realized, I said, oh shit, bitch, I'm gonna live my life. And so I decided to go on vacation. But guess what? It wasn't like I just was like, oh, I'm gonna live my life. I had to go meet people, find girls that were just like me, who was going on solo vacations, who told me about Black girls travel on Facebook. And I'm looking on here, looking at all these Black women living a life, not being afraid to go out there, put themselves out there. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do that? I'm sitting here mad because my friends ain't inviting me places. My friends kicked me out the friend group instead of just living my life. In the moment that I was just started to live my life and stop worrying about the past and stop, being like, ain't nobody inviting me nowhere. When I stopped telling myself that story and just started living and started focusing on what I wanted to do, everything opened up. Like literally, it felt like overnight my life went from like this to this. Like my life went from like this to this. It just opened the fuck up. And then as I started moving in the world, as I started being out there, I saw, oh shit, I'm really not alone, because when you know yourself, you just attract different versions of yourself. And so the guy that I met when I was in Vegas and he gave me that car, that was just a different version of me. I found that, when I was on that solo vacation, but I kept meeting people and having amazing experiences. I met the guy that did my Uber, and his car broke down, and he had his son come get me, and he put money in my pocket. What the fuck? A white man. So it's like, you think that, you're like, oh shit, I'm not seeing the power of God, or God's not listening to me. Why don't you just start moving in the direction of your dreams, and then come back and ask yourself, well, is God listening to you? Because I can get you, and I'm telling you, I can bet you $100. If it don't happen, if you don't see it, please send me a message. But I will bet you $100 that the moment that you start moving in the direction of your dream, shit will start moving. Things will start changing. Things just start happening to you. That's not like, things don't just happen to you. The manifestations come in because you're moving in the direction of your dreams. It's an indicator that God is like, yes, finally, let me show her. This is the way to go. And so you're going to get resources, and you're going to get little crumbs and little clues because you're moving in the direction of your dreams. But you would never know if you just keep thinking about it. You'll never know if you just keep staying stuck in your mind. You'll never know if you just be like, oh, I'm going to be the same old person forever. Angel number 1111. You have to decide. All right, off my soapbox. Let's see your energy. God, clarify this message of I'm clear of who I am and where I'm going. I'm transferring myself at every moment. What is our energy towards being clear on who I am and where I'm going? What is our energy towards who I am? I am clear on who I am and where I'm going. What is our energy towards I am clear on who I am and where I'm going? What is our energy? Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look. See? I knew it. You at a crossroads. Look at this. Two of Swords. Two of Swords is being at this crossroads and not wanting to look at any of your choices, not willing to make a decision. Two of Swords is being at a crossroads and having to make a decision. With it coming at a crossroads is that you're at a crossroads. So this is the thing. You see how this is? First of all, let's break this down. We have a moon here. Moon speaks to illusions. We have water here. Water speaks to our emotions. We have her sitting here with her arms crossed with this Two of Swords, which means there's two ways to go, two choices. She has a blindfold on. She's not willing to look at her choices. She's not willing to look at the truth of her situation. And so she's stuck. This came out reverse for you because you know who you are. You know what you want to do. You're just afraid to do it. For whatever reason, you know who you are. You know what you want to do, but you're afraid to do it. Why? Because you don't feel like you're abundant? Because you feel like, oh, well, I don't want to fail? Angie Martinez, in her book, she has a line where she says, give yourself a chance to be whack. The problem is, like, we think that, and honestly, this was me. My whole purpose, my whole thing, Angel number 1322, I started writing because I was like reading all these New York Times bestsellers. And like, I would get to the end of the book and it would be horrible. Or like, I was just so disappointed. I was just like, how hard could it be to write a book? Famous last words. How hard could it be to write a book? And so I really approached it on I'm about to make the best book ever. And bitch, I have been humbled for 7 years trying to make the best book ever. Like, I realized, like, I remember my first draft, I was trying to get everybody to read this. And then I didn't even do no research. I didn't know shit about a book. And then I actually read it and I was mortified. Like, I wish that I could physically go into people's inboxes and like take this shit away because it was so fucking bad. And then I remember when I finally, I finally got a manuscript critique and I called myself like Angel number 1414, like this is the book. And I remember I had followed that lady directions. I put all this work in and I started to read, the stories, and I was crying because they were so bad. And I was just like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna be able to make a book. And so I tell you that story because it's like, you have to, and now I'm at this place where I love my story. Like, I'm excited about it. Like, yes, it's super long. The editing process is going to be a bitch, but it's like, I feel so good about it. It feels like a story. I know what it's to feel like. When I was in my writing group, one of the feedback that I got, she was like, I started feeling tense. Like, she's like, how did you do that? And like, again, it's like the craft. Like, I really worked on trying to figure it out. I gave myself a chance to be whack. And this is what God is trying to get you to understand. No, you're not going to be great right out the gate. No, you're not going to be amazing. You're not going to all of a sudden become like, next week, everybody's not going to look at you like Beyonce. No, it's not going to happen. But guess what? Over time, it can. Because look what this is. I am transformed. Every moment I am transformed. The Nine of Pentacles is literally somebody, let's break this card down. Here we go. We have a woman who has a bird on top of her head. A bird is the ability to look beyond your circumstances. So being able to realize that even though I'm right here, that doesn't mean that this is how things are always going to be. I think that's what fucks us up a lot. Fuck Angel number 1545 fucks us up a lot, is because we're just like, damn, like, you think like this is how life is always going to be. It's like you're afraid to do something differently because you're afraid to fail. But it's like, shouldn't you really be afraid to keep doing the same thing? Because you know that what you're living right now is not making you happy. And so if you keep living it, you're going to keep being unhappy. You know, it's like we have this very weird mindset about being unknown. But I want you to go watch the movie Stutz. I think it's Stutz. Jonah Hill did this, it's like a documentary film on his therapist. And in there, he talks about how there's always going to be three things. You're always going to be uncertain. There's always going to be worry. And there's always going to be work to do. This is just life. Like, and the problem is that we get nervous and we think that, or even when we meet obstacles, we think that this is like God punish us or God trying to sun us and tell us, no, don't do that. No, this is just life. Like, I could have read those pages and been like, oh, fuck, I'm never going to be a novelist. I can't do this. I'm not going to be an author, and give up. But I knew I was miserable at my job. I knew I didn't want to keep doing this. I knew that this was the plan that God gave me. And so guess what? I cried and I wiped my tears, and then I logged on the fucking Skillshare, and then I literally went on these courses, like, because I don't know, for some reason I used to feel like because I had like, my mom put us out of school, like when we were like when I was in the third grade, I was like out of school for like a semester. She said it was just a week. I think it was longer because I remember crying. Anyways. And so I just always felt like I just missed so much in that time. And so I literally was like, what's a verb? Like, I was literally Googling, and like I was taking classes about sentence structures and what's a verb. And it's like, I just kept taking all of these classes until I realized what was wrong with my book. Angel number 1745 was sensory details, smell, taste, touch. Like, I was missing that. And so then when I went back in, I added those in, and now it feels like a book. Now, so it's like, I say all that to say, no, you're not, whatever you're thinking about doing, it's not a guarantee that it's going to work out. Right? But also, you do know, like, if you keep living this half-ass life that you're living, it is a guarantee that that's the life you're going to live. Right? This is the thing. When you're on that road, you don't know what else can come along that way. All I was doing was writing a book. I don't know how this healing shit came in. With me writing a book, then all of a sudden I wanted to start healing myself. And then I started healing myself, and then she told me, oh, you writing too much stuff and you're not putting it out. So then all of a sudden, Honestly Sis came about. So now I have a newsletter. I have a newsletter and a book. I'm just going on my journey. Then all of a sudden I started doing yoga. Oh, I'm really falling in love with yoga. Oh, now I'm going to do the yoga teacher training. Oh, now I'm a yoga teacher. So it's like, I didn't know none of this shit was happening. I just didn't want to be miserable anymore. That's all I had. That was my baseline. I don't want to be miserable no more. And all of this shit, my world opened up. I learned new skills. Fuck, tarot. I damn sure didn't see this coming. I remember when Angel number 1909, like when I started getting on my heart to have a YouTube channel, I asked God, I'm like, I need you to show me 3 different ways. And it was like, boop, 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 boop. I was like, okay, well, shit. I was like, all right, he's serious. I really got to do this. And so I say all this to say is, no, you're not going to be amazing right away. Let's get this out the back. You got to give yourself time to be whack. But if you allow yourself to be able to be whack for a moment and knowing that eventually you're going to get to that end goal, then you will get there and you'll have more fun. All you got to do is just push past these limitations. Then all of those friends, all of those events, all of those things that you always wanted, it will come. But you're not going to have it if you keep being stuck in this mindset and being like, oh, this is just how life gonna be. No. Every single day you have a chance to change your life. Every day you wake up, as long as you have breath in your body, you have a chance to be different, to do something different. All you have to do is try just a little bit, like a tiny bit, okay? All right, y'all. I'm going to end this message with actually a sacred rebel. Because this is what I'm feeling like God wants us to do. We got to be some sacred rebels out here. I love this message, though. It makes me excited. Like, I don't know. I get so excited because I feel like this is where we're moving in. Like, I genuinely, truly believe in my heart and my soul that the world has been in so much chaos because, like, all of us are, like, doing shit we don't want to do. We're doing shit that our parents told us that we want to do. There's somebody being a fucking lawyer that should probably really be, like, a nutritionist that can be, or a farmer. Like, you know, like, and it's like we just all fucked up. And you have to realize, like, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Our body has functions, right? We have our eyes. Like, what if your eye was like, you know what? I don't want to be an eye no more. I want to be fingers. How the fuck you gonna see? Right? Like, how the fuck you gonna see? And that's the problem. Like, we know that we're supposed to be artists at heart, but we up here trying to pretend like we're financial people and that we're this because this is what we were taught. We're fucking up the body of Christ. Like, we're literally the eyes trying to be a heart. Or what if the heart wanted to be the stomach? Or what if your ass wanted to be your pussy? Like, come on now. Like, you have to do what your heart is telling you to do. And I genuinely believe that the world is in chaos and disarray because we forgot that. Because we're all doing shit for money. We're all doing shit for stability. But we look at what the fuck is money doing? What the rich motherfuckers doing? They probably more fucked up than poor people. So it's like, we know money is not the root. Okay, we have tried this a million times. Money is not the root. Yes, money is a great equalizer, but it is not the cure all. The cure is following your heart. And what God is saying is if you follow your heart, the money will come. Entry number 2202. We know that, right? We know this, right? We see this, right? From the Oprahs to the Isas to the Drakes to the Cardis. If you follow your heart, the money will come. Why do we keep looking at why? So Jay, a drug dealer who used to be a drug dealer, you mean to say he has better karma than you? He has better karma than you? All these rappers all these drug dealers that in turn rappers, you think Rick Ross, they have better karma than you? Have they been a better person than you? Because that's what I used to get caught up on. I'm a good person. If the world was being ran by a contest on who was a good and bad person, a lot of white people will not be in the position that they in. If wealth was based on if you were a good or bad person, half the motherfuckers that were rich wouldn't be rich. And so I want you to get out of this mindset of being like, oh, go after whatever the fuck you want. And I don't care how it looks for anybody. I don't care how big or how small it is. Whatever you want to do, it's a solution to whatever problem is going on in the world. And I bet when more of us just click and go where we're actually supposed to be, we can make mistakes, retreat, and go where we're supposed to be. We're going to look up and eventually the world will be right because the eyes will stop trying to be the mouth and the mouth will stop trying to be the stomach. We will all be in a proper position, okay? All right, y'all. Last message. God, clarify this message of Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. I am clear in who I am becoming. I don't even know where that rant came from. I am transformed in myself in every moment. I will push past limitations. I will push past limiting thoughts and embrace my blessings along with the Three of Cups. God, what do you want us to get about? Why do you want us to live our dreams? Why is it so important for us to be who we are and to be clear on where we are going? Why is it so important for, goddamn. All right, guys. Got 3 cards. Actually, it's a few. I'm going to focus on the Shaka Nu, but got jokes. Follow your own heart. After the storm is over. Collaborative dreaming told you that we are in this place where we're in divine communities, divine partnership. This is why God is asking you to get where you want to be, because we're collaboratively helping to bring heaven on earth. And last thing, going against the grain. It makes me hype. It makes me hype. 6 plus 4 is 10. Letting us know the cycle is done. Shot of new plus going against the grain. God is saying, fuck those old customs. Well, I saw this thing where it says, it said that traditions are nothing but peer pressure from old people. We gotta let that go, y'all. We gotta live our life of our dreams. Okay, I'm done. This is it. I'm not doing no more readings after this. You see this? Inner trust. Trust yourself. What did I say back here? I said you already know what you want to do. You already know who you want to be. You know all of this stuff already. You know it. Why not trust it? And I'm going to put this down there. I was listening to the Nikki Giovanni and Torre interview, and like Nikki was just talking about how actually the kid that ended up, shooting those football players at Virginia Tech, he was in one of her classes, and instinctively she knew, she felt a certain evil on him, and she actually told the provost, like, either he go or I go. Like, she kicked him out of her class. And so she went on to say that I trust what I know and I know what I know. And so it's like, I realized, like, Nikki don't doubt her instincts. And that was me. Like, I feel things and I know things, and it's like, sometimes it takes for me to see another, hear a more experienced reader say it, or, see it out in the world for me to be like, oh yeah, it was right. But I have to realize, like, I know what the fuck I know. Like, these instincts, the guidance that we get, like, we have it for a reason. Actually, our, this Western world has customized us to think that our knowledge and our intellect is stronger than our intelligence and then our intuition, but actually it's just as powerful. These are meant to be used together. Your intellect along with your intuition are supposed to be used together, not separate. And no, not one is greater than the other. And so my thing this year is to just trust myself and just trust the information I have and know what I know. And like, what I've been realizing is, like, I've been feeling certain things, or I've been moving in a certain way according to the guidance that I've been, I received. And then I'll come and do these channelings, and then I'll see in the cards, like, oh, that's what you were trying to tell me. So for a lot of you guys, you know what you want to do. You have dreams, you have ideas of who you want to be, but you're nervous about it because you don't want to fail. You don't want to do nothing new. But what God is saying, you won't know until you know. And so you just have to be out there. It's not faith if you have to know the outcome, right? I just did a video called Blind Faith and Knowing Faith. If God gave you a vision, if you saw it, if you could feel it, you can touch it. I mean, it already happened. So God is asking you to walk towards your dreams with a knowing faith, not a blind faith. You see back here, her blindfold is on. This came out reverse because God is like, you don't have blind. You may have blindfold on, but you know deep down who you want to be. You're not blind to your situation. So God is just saying to walk in the direction of your dreams. Okay. The card that we're going to focus on, and I need to eat something, is this Shakanu. I definitely need to eat. My stomach just started growling. What wild, unconventional voice is calling to you? Can you hear it? It is so different and so unusual, it may be hard to decipher. Like hearing an unfamiliar language for the first time. It may be hard to discern with great clarity now, but there is an annuity between you and this strangely beautiful newness seeking to manifest. This oracle says there is a stirring at the deepest level within you. Something new will break through, and the process of this birth may be a shock to you. The shock will transform into great joy and a sense of tremendous liberation, but you must bear the strangeness first. That strangeness might be something that rattles your beliefs about yourself and your world, daring you to become more of yourself, more open to where life is leading you, and more willing to be the unique sacred art being crafted by the hand of the universal creator. Nature never shies away from strange beauty. She allows for endless diversity, and her sacred works are often peculiar and stunning. You live within her field of creative grace as a specially created work that also creates. You are being asked to surrender any fear you may have of being seen as erotic, unusual, eccentric, or bizarre. You are being asked to make peace with strange beauty and to let it happen through you in creative flow. Perhaps you need to allow your conventional ideas of beauty to become even more inspired and open. Perhaps you can allow your need for the world to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. Perhaps you can allow for the world to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. Perhaps you need to allow your conventional ideas of beauty to become even more inspired and open. Perhaps you can allow your need for the world to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. You will receive so much more in its place. This oracle comes with a special message for you. There are rumblings and stirrings of the creative life force happening now, deep in the undercurrents of your being. If you are tuned or sensitive, you may have consciously felt this already, with excitement, discomfort, or both. If you have not yet sensed these inner stirrings, they are happening all the same. So be on the lookout for the big shifts of new birth, the shock of new, the unconventional, the strangely beautiful, and the disturbing liberation of that which is foreign stepping into your life. This is life creating the stage upon which you will experience great fulfillment. Don't be nervous if the rumblings of change turns into a mighty roar that rock boats, burst forth as novel ideas, and change things in a way that is out of your control. This is life happening. Free fall into it. The oracle of the shock of new comes to you saying the old is on its way out. You are being invited, dragged, nurtured, and coerced into the new. You can handle it. The oracle brings you guidance. You are about to encounter something new and different in your life. This is helpful. Don't reject it, no matter how small or insignificant or how powerful and life-changing it may seem. You are being asked to dispense with your reliance on the past and what have been your tools to navigate. You are being asked to dispense your reliance on the past and what your tools to navigate life. You have outgrown your old methods. You will have to fly by the seat of your pants, so to speak, as you experiment with new ways to be. Life will show you the way. Oh, I love it. All right, put your hand on your heart and touch and agree with me as I say this. I am supported through the shock of new. I accept the beauty in all that is foreign or strange to me, as I know it is bringing me new gifts, wisdom, life experiences, and creative inspiration. Through unconditional love, so be it. I am supported through the shock of new. I accept the beauty in all things that is foreign or strange to me, as I know it is bringing me new gifts, wisdom, life experiences, and creative inspiration. Through unconditional love, so be it. I am supported through the shock of new. I accept the beauty in all that is foreign or strange to me, as I know it is bringing me new gifts, wisdom, life experiences, and creative inspiration. Through unconditional love, so be it. Angel number 3303. With the angels ending this. I could not have said this anymore. I can't say this any better, y'all. Go towards it. Go towards whatever is new, and just get ready for life to take over for you. Like I just have a feeling like life is about to open up. You need to follow your own rhythm. The storm is over. God is getting you towards your people, so don't be afraid to go against the grain. All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end and you have any questions, please put it down below. I'd love to have a conversation. If you made it to the end and you want to work with me, that is all in the description box. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye.